Welcome back to Fujitsu Forum TV. You join us on the back end of day 2 of Fujitsu Forum 2019. We're into the final hours of Forum, it's fair to say. Numbers have started to thin. People are making their way back to Munich Airport, assuming, of course, they're not flying with Lufthansa today. It's caused a bit of chaos. Up next, we're going to look at retail. We've been hearing a lot about quantum influenced optimization today. Those of you who watched Dr. Joseph Rieger's keynote earlier will know firsthand the importance of optimization, and we're going to explore its role within retail. I'm delighted. Joining me to help us make sense of what needs to happen in the retail landscape is Ralf, a familiar face, head of retail sector and hospitality sales for Central Europe, and Stefan, Lenz, retail business development Central Europe. Fujitsu, thank you both for coming and talking to us. Before we jump in to the optimization discussion, help us understand the latest trends that are impacting retail right now. Let's start with you, Ralf.
Yeah, thank you. Latest trends in retail, according to a latest survey, especially in Germany area, artificial intelligence is now on the radar of the retailers, but not so much on the budget. So it looks like they are finding out where could they fit best with artificial intelligence. I think IoT in the store is now ready, and the first implementation can be seen. So it's also a trend that we expect to grow. And after all, we see more pilots with seamless checkouts now hitting the high street. So also this is a trend that we can see is now materializing. Yeah.
Stefan, what do you think is out there?
Well, I think basically AI, IoT, and deep learning units are fascinating technologies and bring us into a new era. But first of all, we have to rethink the way we are operating and the way we are working with the stores and how these new technologies can help us. So it's not about the technology, it's about rethinking your business and rethinking your operations.
Ralf, let's talk about your retail zone here, because you're showcasing a nice solution that's solving, it's solving a problem that's a real pain point for me personally. We, as shoppers, we like having recommendations made to us, but I think we all get frustrated when they're really irrelevant recommendations. So tell us about what you're showcasing, because you're solving a genuine problem, aren't you?
Yes. Let's look at first why are you so frustrated because of the recommendations? Because the recommendations need to be given very fast at a certain moment of the process, of the selling process, and there are lots of variations and constraints of data to be chosen. So I think it's a lack of technology to be fast enough to give you in a second a recommendation that fits to your all profile. And now we find a solution to that, or can give some help in that, because we have a combinatoric system, the digital annealer, which is far out more capable to give more combinatoric answers than before.
This is fascinating. Media Day, I was talking to Dr. David Snelling, who was doing a deep dive into the quantum-inspired digital annealer. We obviously heard Dr. Joseph Rieger talk about it earlier.
It's a big thing.
I mean, but these are tangible solutions available now that are impacting industry.
Absolutely. We have made proof of concept with in different other industries, in automotive and in finance. But now, since some 2 months or so, we are now approaching retailers with use cases tailored to retail challenges. Yeah, like recommendations, but also last mile problem. How can I serve customers, deliver goods in a certain time amount? Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about the store operations cockpit, a really exciting new development, Stefan. Can you explain a bit about the background to this one? Because I don't think many will necessarily follow the brilliance of this, so help us understand, why is this so exciting?
Well, basically, where does it come from, right? It's about the idea of how can the digitalization help you to optimize your store operations and lower your operational costs, lower your operational efforts, and on the other hand, in the same time, increase your customer value and increase your customer service. And we were doing some workshops in the Digital Transformation Center in Munich with several customers discussing these questions. And in the end, we came up with, we need a digital co-store manager with 1,000 eyes. And this was the initial idea of the store operations cockpit.
How does that really benefit the retail? I mean, this is interesting. I love hearing about the co-creation workshops. Joe Box has been talking to us quite a bit over the last couple of days, and it's always brilliant to hear great ideas materialize and become use cases. How is this going to benefit retailers, Stefan?
Well, basically, the thing is we are connecting IoT sensors, IoT platforms, but also facility technologies like heating, air conditioning, and operational systems like the POS system, like the inventory management and so on, and bring all this data together, gather this information and have operational intelligence in interpreting this data, orchestrating task force. That means saying people, saying employees, please do this as the next step, do this as a next action, to prevent from lanes on the POS system, lanes on the empty bottle return vending machines, maybe additional power consumption that you have because of the higher heating, and on the other hand, the lower air conditioning settings that you're doing. So there are so many ways that you can really improve the whole environment of your store by automating these tasks based on information you get from IoT, based on information you get from facility technologies, and of course your operational systems.
So there's the obvious cost benefit there, but then footfall traffic through the checkout, frictionless IT, that's just going to bring customers back time and again, isn't it, if they're having a good checkout experience?
It is. And on the other hand, there is really a high potential in saving costs just because of not noticed misconfigurations of, for example, the heating or the freezers, the fridges in a supermarket, or the lighting system. Why do you keep the lighting in an area of a fashion retailer on 100% if there is no movement of people for about 2 minutes? You can just dim it down by 15%, nobody will realize from outside, but when you step inside, it's dimming up again, and you got the perfect environment, and you're really doing a very good environmental footprint, and you're improving the whole operational cost situation of the store.
I know Fujitsu champions the physical and the digital retail solutions and the role of digital innovation, bringing that theatre into store and helping. For people watching this, retailer businesses watching this and thinking, okay, I need to accelerate my digital transformation here, I need some help. What would be your one piece of advice to get them on the journey, Ralf?
I have two.
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, the first thing is IoT is not longer something for first movers, it's now for the fast followers. So please, if you want to stand out, put it on your list of projects to do for the store. The second one is digital annealer is such a new technology that it makes really a difference and can you stand out at against the competition if you use it first. So be fast and put it into your, let's say, operational environment.
Stefan, what would be your advice?
Well, there's still a lot of things you can do for optimizing your store operations, optimizing your infrastructure, and optimizing as well your service towards the customer. And we really have a great new time, given some new ideas, new technologies, new possibilities to go for that. And there is really no more reason to wait if it works or something like that. It's proven technology, and you always have to improve on your business to be the excellent and be the best on the market, right? So the time is right.
Thank you both for coming and talking to us. I think Dr. Joseph Rager in his keynote said that the definition of optimization was the journey to improve everything. Clearly, there's a lot of improvement that retailers can be making if they adopt the right philosophy and technology. Up next, we've got our final segment. Unbelievably, by the time we come off air in about, I don't know, half an hour's time, we would have brought you 41 live interviews, 4 live keynotes through the course of Fujitsu Forum 2019. We're going to be speaking to Laura Bonamici. She's going to be wrapping up Fujitsu Forum for us. She'll be calling out some stats about what's been happening here, what the highlights were, and some of the key messages perhaps you need to go back and take a look at. Join us in about 19 minutes' time, 4:30 CET. We'll be live with that interview. See you shortly.